Yeah.
Okay.
Coming down in 3, 2, 1. And we continue with Cavs Media Day 2024/25, right? It's the 24-25 season. We're at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, and happy to be joined by the big man in the middle. Well, there's a couple of them. He's one of them. The big man in the middle, Jarrett Allen, joining us here on the Kenny and JT Show. How's the off-season been for you?
Off-season been good so far. Thank you guys for having me.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel better. You know, I had the injury at the end of the year, but now I'm healthy and I'm ready to go.
Joe, that was a crazy season last year from an injury standpoint because you busted up your ankle to start the season. You came back, and it was like the tale of two halves. Injured at the beginning, injured at the end. How do you deal with that?
For me, you just take it day by day. You know, at the beginning of the season, I really wanted to play. I really wanted to be out there with the guys, but I knew for me to have I think they told me 81 games in a row that I couldn't play those 4 games. So I just took it day by day, made sure I was healthy until I had that freak accident at the end.
That was crazy.
Yeah, so what did you do off-season-wise? Let's start here from a conditioning standpoint, a physical standpoint, to get ready for what the grind, not just 82, we're hoping it goes about 102 games if you get my drift.
I like it. Especially this last month, I've been pushing myself extra hard in practice, doing harder practices before our actual practice, just to make sure that when the season comes, and as long as the season is, I'm ready and I'm 100% for all of it.
That's awesome, and everybody has a different approach to it. Was it anything different than in years past that you added to it?
Not really. I feel like my off seasons have been every single year in my NBA career, I feel like I progressed. So I'm the type of guy, if it's not broke, why fix it?
Okay. What can you tell us about your new head coach? Because you've already played for him, so this will be round 2 with Kenny Atkinson. For us that only saw him from afar with the Nets and then watched him as an assistant with Team France in the Olympics, right?
Yep.
Fill us in on what Cavs fans should expect from Kenny Atkinson.
A lot of energy from Kenny. Kenny is a very energy forward guy. You know, he's going to yell, he's going to get on you about stuff, but at the end of the day, he wants you to become a better player. He wants you to understand how the game of basketball works. He's going to push you to be your best. So I think fans can expect a lot of good from him.
What do we expect offensively? I mean, the sets that we see have to be different because it's going to be a different offense. I mean, is it going to be more of an up-style tempo, do you think?
I don't want to spoil the fun. But truly, I think it will be a little bit of an up-style. Everybody's going to have the chance to shine in their own element.
Yeah.
This year, everybody's going to have their hands on the ball to a certain extent. So it's going to be exciting to see.
Because it's such a grind during the regular season. It's like back-to-back nights, and then it seems as though almost every night there's a basketball game.
Right.
I mean, you've got to be in the best shape of your life, and if they're running offensively, and we've seen teams that have run against you, it's got to be hard to deal with.
It really is. And that's like you said at the beginning, the conditioning part.
Right.
You have to prepare during the summer for these back-to-backs, these 3 and 4s, just these long nights and long weeks, just to be ready to keep doing it over and over again.
I want to talk about your defense because you and Evan, the Twin Towers, the Terminal Towers, whatever you want to call them in Cleveland,
Tower
right?
City.
Tower City, I like that one as well. So all of the above, right? Defensively, I go back. I'm old. I've been covering this team since Larry Nance was the preeminent shot blocker in the league at Power.
Not junior either.
Yeah.
Not junior.
That's how old I am, okay? So I go back to when Larry would tell me, he said, the reason I had so much success was I would block with my left hand, not my right, because that's the hand that's closer. Most guys are right-handed, so they go with their right hand. So I'm curious from your standpoint, because you're a shot blocker, a shot changer in that. What's your approach defensively as a center, and then when you switch out maybe on a forward or even a guard?
I'll start with the shot blocking aspect. When I was first coming in the league, I don't remember. I think one of my coaches pulled up an article on Kareem or Will, one of them, and they said your job as a shot blocker is not necessarily to block the shot, just to make sure they miss.
Okay.
And I don't know my numbers, but I feel like I'm pretty good at making other people miss. So I don't get my hand on the ball every time, but I do a good job protecting the rim. And in terms of guarding people on the perimeter, it's a will to do it. As a big man, I don't want to be far from the basket. I'm just being honest with you. Everybody knows that. But it's just you got to sit down and want to guard the guards.
Sit down. How do you then take me through at 7 foot tall or whatever officially you are, right? How does a 7-footer sit down to guard a 6'3" guy, right?
Right. What do? You give them space. Certain guys, I got 7'5" wingspan, so I can back up a little bit because I know they're quicker than me. That's just how it is. And then if I give them some space, I still can contest the shot. And if they want to drive, I still can be in front of them.
Does it help you also that maybe you can come out even a little further knowing number 4's behind you?
Yeah, it spoils me knowing that I have him. I have his back, he has my back. I think we do take advantage of that very often.
What did it mean to you this offseason that everybody kind of got extended and this team is coming back as a whole unit again?
Right. I love it. There's something about a homegrown team, especially in a small market like this, where I truly believe you can do something special. There's the whole city behind us. We're not making major trades. We're not doing all of that. We're taking the talent that we have and we're growing it.
It's consistency.
Yep.
I mean, the last 2 seasons, you won 51 games and then 48 games, and now all of a sudden things are going to change a little bit, but they still remain the same.
Absolutely.
When you can come in every day with the same core 4, and then that bench gets a little bit stronger.
Right.
And we were talking to Kobe Altman. We were talking about the injuries last year and what the bench had to go through. But a lot of those guys are pressed into starting some nights.
Right.
It's got to make it difficult, and it's got to make it harder for the guys that are still on the floor, too.
Yeah. The Eastern Conference, it's going through Boston. You guys played them. Unfortunately, you were dinged up.
Is it?
So, it's going through. Hey, in order to be the man, you got to beat the man.
New York had something to say about that the other day, didn't
Tristan Thompson says, it still runs through the Cavs.
Right.
The Cavs, he still runs
better yet.
Okay, but knowing that they're the team that won it last year,
right.
Do you like the unit that Kobe has assembled with a new head coach in challenging Boston this year?
Absolutely. I think one thing that people are going to be impressed by is how much Evan Mobley has improved, not only handling the ball, but shooting. I think his ability to space the floor is going to help us tremendously this year to keep up with the Boston, the New York, and the Philadelphia.
Yeah, and those are the teams you have to watch out for from that standpoint. For you, personal goals for Jarrett Allen this season?
I want to play all 82.
Okay.
I want to play every single game this year. I know I was close last year, but I want to look on the stat sheet at the end of the year and see that sideways infinity and a 2 by it.
I like that. And then every playoff game after that as well, right?
Absolutely.
And last thing, this arena, when it's rocking, right, in Cleveland,
right.
Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, the fans in this town, how much do you appreciate the fan base here?
It's genuinely incredible. I don't think people understand how great a fan base is until you actually live here and you actually experience it every single night, every single day. Even if I go to the grocery store, people are talking about the Cavs and how proud of us, or how proud of us they are.
Right.
So it's excellent.
Yeah. Well, they're looking forward to a big season from the Cavs. Everybody's looking forward to a big season from Jarrett Allen. We always appreciate the time. Thanks for stopping by today.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Jarrett Allen, starting center for your Cleveland Cavaliers, spending a few minutes with us today here. Media Day live from Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.